Mantras of our Lord Sri Aurobindo. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, when the mind becomes quiet, one can feel the Divine Mother supporting the life and put everything into her hands. With always our love and blessings, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo. Words of our Lord Sri Aurobindo, taken from the Archives and Research Volume 6, Number 2, Part 3, Yoga, Change of Consciousness and Transformation of Nature, Subtopic, The Way of Yoga. First topic under that, The Need and the Call, page 109. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, two things are needed if thou wouldst follow the steep and difficult way of integral yoga, the need and will within thee and the call of the Spirit. The need is the need of the soul awakened or awaking or striving to come to the surface. For all other may be transitory or false, but the soul's need is lasting and true. The soul's need of divine light and the Spirit's perfection can alone bear these across the darkness of many nights through which thou must pass, beyond the open or hidden pitfalls of the road, past the dangers of the precipice and the morass, through the battle with giant forces and the clutching of hands that mislead, and the delusions of the night and the twilight, through false light and elusive glamour, triumphant over the blows and ordeals and nets and temptations of the gods, and on and up to the immeasurable summits. Victory in this effort depends upon the sincerity within you, the purity of your aspiration, the burning core of your faith, the absoluteness of your will and surrender, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo.
Partout et toujours, rien que toi, dans l'essence et dans la manifestation. Thou, everywhere and always, nothing but thou, in the essence and in the manifestation.
subtopic, change of consciousness, is the meaning of integral yoga. And Lord Aurobindo says integral yoga is a means by which one arrives at union with the truth behind things through an inner discipline which leads us from the consciousness of the outward and apparent to the consciousness of the inner and real. Yoga consciousness does not exclude the knowledge of the outer apparent world, but it sees it with an eye. But it sees it with the eyes of an inner, not an outer seeing and experience, alters and sets right all its values in the light of an inner, deeper, greater, truer consciousness, and applies to it the law of reality, exchanging the law of the creature's ignorance for the rule of a divine will and knowledge. A change of consciousness is the whole meaning of the process of integral yoga. And Lord Aurobindo says yoga is the science, the process, the effort and action by which man attempts to pass out of the limits of his ordinary mental consciousness into a greater spiritual consciousness. Integral yoga is, in its essence, a passage from the ordinary consciousness in which we are aware only of appearances into a higher and wider, deeper consciousness in which we become aware of realities and of the one reality. Not only do we become aware of it, but we can live in it and act from it, according to it, instead of living in and according to the appearance of things. Our Lord Aurobindo says integral yoga is a passage from ignorance to self-knowledge, from our apparent to our true being, from an outer phenomenal mental vital material life existence to an inner spiritual existence and a spiritualized nature. Our Lord Aurobindo says, by integral yoga, we pass from the phenomenal to the real man, from the consciousness of our own apparent outer nature to the consciousness of our real self, Atman, an inner and inmost man, Purusha, which we truly and eternally are. This self or the true being remains constant through all the changes of our phenomenal being, changes of the mind, life or body, or changes of our apparent personality. It is a permanent, perpetual and immortal, a portion or manifestation of the eternal. It is permanent, perpetual and immortal, a portion or manifestation of the eternal. Our Lord Aurobindo says, by yoga, by integral yoga, we pass also from our consciousness of the phenomenal appearance or appearances of the cosmos or the world around us to a consciousness of its truth and reality. We become aware of the world as a manifestation of or in universal being, which is the true truth of all that we see, hear, and experience. We become aware of a cosmic consciousness, which is the secret of the cosmic energy, a cosmic self or spirit, the cosmic divine, the universal Godhead. But by integral yoga, we become aware also that our own self or the true being is one with the cosmic self and spirit, Our nature, a play of the cosmic nature, the wall between ourselves and the universe begins to disappear and vanishes altogether. We realize the self same pantheos in ourselves, in others, and in all universal existence. But also by integral yoga, we become aware of something that is more than our individual being and more than the cosmic being, a transcendent being or existence which is not dependent on ours or the existence of the universe. Our existence is a manifestation of, and in that being, the cosmos also is a manifestation of, and in that one supreme existence. This then is the truth or reality, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo. This then is the truth or reality to which we arrive by integral yoga, a one and supreme being or existence and power of being which manifests as a cosmic self or spirit and a cosmic energy or nature, and in that again as our own self or spirit which becomes aware of itself as an individual being and nature, says our Lord Sri Aurobindo. Next subtopic, union, the aim of integral yoga. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, it is the aim of all yoga to pass by a change of consciousness into the reality that is behind things and live no longer in their appearance. To enter into some kind of union or communion or participation in that is the common object of all yogas. But the reality presents itself to the consciousness of man, the mental being, under many aspects. We seek after union or closeness to the union, whatever the divine may be. We meet the divine as a personal Godhead or as an impersonal existence. A God of love or compassion attracts us, or a God of might and power. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says it is a divine friend who meets us, or a divine master, or a world father, or world mother, or an almighty Lord of all, or a divine lover. We are in the process of a cosmic spirit in whose universal consciousness we lose our separate ego, or a supracosmic absolute in whom we lose altogether our cosmic as well as our individual existence. We find our own highest self, or the self of all, or we pass into a sublime mystery without relation or feature, where neither self we find our own highest self or the self of all, or we pass into a sublime mystery without relation or feature, where neither self nor all can exist any longer. Or it may be the inexpressible mystery of an original nihil that abolishes for us all suffering along with all existence, or else that nihil may be a mystic. All that is far other than the false and illusory being created for us by mind, life, and experience. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, integral yoga is our union with some being or some reality which is greater than ourselves, or is our own greatest and real self, is that by which integral yoga we join, enter into, or become. All yoga strives towards union with the highest, the spirit, the self, the divine, or whatever other name or aspect we seize of one eternal and infinite. And by union, says our Lord, we mean first contact, constant and increasing with the consciousness of the divine or infinite, then to assimilate it or assimilate ourselves to it, then to become not only like to it and full of it, but to enter into it and dwell in it, to become that divine consciousness and being and essence of its essence, and so abolish all division that separates us from the divinity from whom we came. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, in the end, a union, a closeness, a constant companionship in the soul with the divine, and a yet more wonderful oneness and in living. To live one with the eternal is the object of integral yoga. There is no other object because all other aims are included in this one divine perfection. To be one with the eternal is to be one with Him in being, consciousness, power, and delight. All that is summed in these four terms of the infinite, for all else are but their workings. To be one with the eternal is also to live in the eternal and in His presence and from His infinite nature. Sayujya, Salokya, Samipya, Sadrasya. These four together are one way of being and one perfection. To live in the eternal is also to live with the eternal within us. Whosoever consciously inhabits his being, his conscious presence inhabits God, lives, moves, and acts in us when we live, move, and act in Him. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, to be one in all of thy being with that which is the highest, that is integral yoga. To be one in all ways of thy being with that which is all, this is integral yoga. To be one in thy spirit and with thy understanding and thy heart and in all thy members with the God in humanity, this is integral yoga. To be one with all nature and all beings, this is integral yoga. All this is to be one with God in His transcendence and His cosmos and all that He has created in His being. Because from Him all is, and all is in Him, and is all and in all, and because He is thy highest self, thou art one with Him in thy spirit, and a portion of Him in thy soul, and at play with Him in thy nature. And because this world is a scene in His being, in which He is thy secret master, and lover, and friend, and the Lord, and the sustainer, and aim of all thou art, therefore is oneness with Him the perfect way of thy being. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo continues to say, The human being on earth is God playing at humanity in a world of matter under the conditions of a hampered density with the ulterior intention of imposing law of spirit on matter and nature of deity upon human nature. Evolution is nothing but the progressive unfolding of the spirit out of density of material consciousness and the gradual self revelation of God out of this apparent animal being. Integral yoga is the application for this process of divine self revelation of the supreme forces of tapas by which God created the world, supports it, and will destroy it. It substitutes always some direct action of an infinite divine force for the limited workings of our fettered animal humanity. It uses divine means in order to rise to divinity. All yoga is tapasya, and all siddhi of yoga is accomplishment of Godhead, either by identity or by relation with the divine being in its principles or its personality, or in both or simultaneously by identity and relation. Identity is the principle of Advaita, relation in a qualified identity of Vishishtadvaita. But entire perfection comes by identity with God in essential experience and relation of difference with Him in experience of manifestation. Yoga, integral yoga, is the contact of humanity in us with the deity in which it dwells, of the finite with the infinite, of the as yet accomplished evolving and perfect humanity with its yet unevolved attainable perfection, of the outwardly active waking consciousness which is controlled by the inwardly active controlling consciousness of man with God, of the changing outward apparent ego with the secret real immutable self. By that contact, the lower rises to the higher, the unevolved evolves, the unborn is created, humanity assumes some part of Godhead, man moves upward to God. This upward and self expanding movement is the utility of integral yoga. Says our Lord Aurobindo. Will continue.